Stop playing games efficiently by Shirts, W username. Dude, we're not even in the video yet. I already can tell, like, chat. The introduction of competitive video gaming literally ruined games. Like, people playing video games with the intent of playing so efficiently that you have to just grind through every task and get done with it as quickly as possible. It ruined things, dude. I've played with people like that before. I have a friend who does nothing but grind. Like, you're playing with him, and instead of taking 2 seconds to enjoy the scenery or, like, look at your inventory, oh, we gotta go do this next, we gotta go do this next. Take Minecraft, for example. The perfect example is Minecraft. Everyone enters Minecraft, and immediately, before the sun even sets for the first day in your new world, you're expected to have diamonds. And then you're expected to beat the Ender Dragon within 2 Minecraft days. And then you're expected to beat the Wither within 3 Minecraft days. Then you're expected to have full shulker boxes within 4 Minecraft days. Like, dude, like, trying to play games so efficiently and it's just like, why are you, it's like a job. Why are you trying to grind through it as quickly as possible? You're supposed to play it at a slower pace. This is why I have my take on hardcore Minecraft. I think hardcore Minecraft is better than normal survival because there's actual meaning to it. If you die, it's over with. So you have to take your time doing these things, and you play Minecraft the way it's meant to be played. In any game, list any game, and your number one task is just grind through as many, I can't speak, to just grind through as many quests as possible and get done with as many, finish the story as quickly as you possibly can. Why the fuck are you playing video games then, right? Not true, I have fun playing ranked league sometimes. You just said fun and league in the same sentence. I don't think that's legally allowed. I've been grinding CS2 Premier like a 5 hours a day trying to rank up. That sounds miserable. That doesn't sound fun. Like, there's no way that's actual fun. It's not. That's not actual fun. All right, let's watch this video. I already yapped and we haven't even started it.
Picture this. You just got off your 9-to-5 shift at the Poop Fart Factory. You get home, you shower, you cook up some food or maybe get fast food on the way home. You clean up a little bit, feed or walk your pet, and suddenly 2 out of your 5 hours of free time are gone. If you're content with your 9-to-5, which is totally fine, then you have 3 hours of free time to enjoy the rest of your night. If you have side projects, then you work on that for a bit, and now you just have 1 to 2 hours of free time. And then finally, you boot up your PC or console to play some games.
Time to play the game.
Yeah. Many people will have a goal in mind. People will boot up COD, drool at the mouth, and work towards that mastery camo for a few hours. Then you go lay in bed, scroll on your phone for longer than you should, and fall asleep. Rinse and repeat. Now, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with this lifestyle or choice in games. It's honestly really nice to work towards those kind of long-term goals, and I could apply that same mouth-foaming, brain-dead moment to any game that has a long-term.
I quit playing video games every day for like 5+ hours, and I feel 10 times happier and less angry, man. I think video games are, by design, something you should indulge in as a form of entertainment and reward for a long day's worth of hard work. Video games, as a concept, I think are something great. Kind of like, you know, like an ice cream sandwich, man. You know, after a nice workout, after, you know, a good day's worth of work, you go and work out, you end your day with a nice ice cream sandwich. It's not terrible for you to do that. It's not terrible for your body. It's not terrible for your mind. In fact, it's a nice little reward. Now, if you're every single meal of every day, you're having ice cream sandwiches to the point where that's all you ever eat, and that's all you're ever doing is indulging in ice cream sandwiches, you're fried. Your shit's fried. And that's not by design what ice cream sandwiches were meant to be for. Same thing with video games. I don't think that games are meant to be played for thousands of hours in a shorter period of time. I just don't. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't play video games that often. I love video games. I love this space. I'm heavily invested into the space of video games, but my time spent actually gaming is so minimal, dude. We've been playing Path of Exile 2 a lot lately, chat. A lot. I've got 20 hours in Path of Exile 2. 20. In a month and a half, I have 20 hours in Path of Exile 2. Month and a half, 20 hours. That's all I've been able to afford to play. Dude, there's motherfuckers that already have 600 hours in Path of Exile 2. It's been out for 2 months. That's longer than a full-time job Chat, if you're ripping 40 hours a week, you're nowhere close to 600 hours in 2 months. Let me do the math on that. We'll say 8 weeks. It's been out for, let's say it's been out for 9 weeks. Let's say it's been out for 9 weeks. Chat, if you were to work a full-time job 40 hours a week for 9 weeks, that's 360 hours. There's people with 600 hours in this. You're ripping 80-hour work weeks! 80-hour work weeks on a game in 2 months, dude. That's not how it's like, no wonder you hate gaming. No wonder you feel burnt out. What are you doing? Like, what are you actually doing? Anyways, that's my take. I don't think that games are meant to be played as much as people play video games. I really don't. I think that people that complain the loudest about video games are the ones that spend the most time playing them because they're not, by design, supposed to be played for that fucking long, dude. Path of Exile 2, you got 600 hours in 2 months on PoE 2? Dude, you've done everything you possibly can do and you're still playing the game? Yeah, I'd be pissed too. I'd be pissed too. You know, the weekend hits and I grind some video games and I have a fun ass time playing some video games on the weekends because it's like a reward. It's not something you're supposed to be doing for 8 hours a day, dude. And in some cases, for some people, longer than 8 hours a day. How are you alive? How are you living? How do you pay your bills if you're putting 600 hours in a game in 2 months if that game isn't your job? I got so far off track there. Let's keep playing.
But what if you just play games to have fun?
Yes!
How do you obtain the goal of having fun, especially when the thought of work the next day looms over you like an anvil on a rope? For years, sadly, I've had so many days where I try to force myself to enjoy something, and most of the time it's fruitless. I just can't stop thinking about work even though there's nothing I can control. A very modern question that I even find myself looking up is, how do I enjoy video games again? I mean, hell, this channel is the spawn of insecurity that I had playing video games while unemployed. This channel became a way for video games to be productive. But they don't need to be productive. It's literally just an entertainment medium. Granted, the greatest entertainment medium of all time, but I digress. Think of playing video games like your parents and Facebook. It's supposed to just be a way to relax and unwind, but when we have such tight schedules, we find ourselves trying to get the absolute most out of our time gaming. And this is where our biggest problem lies. Playing games efficiently.
Exactly, dude. It's like, when you go and watch TV, you're not trying to watch TV efficiently, right? You're just watching TV. You know, you're just sitting there watching, you're relaxing, kicking back and watching a TV show. You're not trying to watch it efficiently, all right? Maybe there's some sweats out there trying to grind through as many TV shows as possible. I'm sure that there is, but yeah, it's not the point, right? The point isn't to just watch as many shows as you possibly can and be efficient with it. So why are we treating games the same way? We're supposed to sit down, we got a free hour and play. Now, the problem is that so many games nowadays require so much time to get anything done that we do feel like we have to play it efficiently. I do feel like when I'm playing, you know, Minecraft, you only have an hour to play Minecraft. How much can you realistically get done in an hour? Not a ton. And I think that's why so many people like games like Call of Duty, because in an hour, you could play 4 games of Call of Duty, right? You could play 4 rounds of domination or something like that and get decently far into your camo grind. I think that's why people love Call of Duty, dude, because so many people don't have endless hours each day to play, and when they do, it's like a game like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, dude, you know, like we've been playing that, dude, we're 3 hours into the game, and I'm still grazing the tutorial, you know what I mean? So it's like, there's so many games that are designed to just suck up so much of your time, where we're kind of like almost on defense here. We feel like, oh my gosh, I only have an hour and a half to play. What can I need to plan out what to do in this hour and a half and really, you know, grind through this and get this task done. It's like, dude, we need to just start playing games that, you know, aren't like that. That's why I love a lot of RPGs. You know, some RPGs can take a lot of time. A lot of RPGs, you sit down, you play for an hour, you don't really get much done, but RPGs and like story single player games, that's where it's at, man. It's a dilemma, man. We need to not treat video games like it, you know, we're trying to get as much done as possible. That's not how you treat TV shows when you wind down for the night. That's not how you treat TikTok when you hop on and scroll through TikTok. You're not trying to get through the most possible TikToks you can. So why are we doing that with games when we have limited time to play? Games should take 3 months, so I'm fine chipping away at Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That's the other attitude a lot of people have too. It's like, I need to get this done as quickly as possible. Why, dude? Play games at the pace they're meant to be played at. A game like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, you're not supposed to beat that game in a week. There's people that are, and they're grinding the gears off of that game, and it's like getting to the point where it's almost like a task rather than something fun. Like, dude, let's normalize having 6-month-long playthroughs on an RPG. Why should I be finishing Cyberpunk 2077 in a week when I could realistically take my time and play it slow at a slower pace and have fun with it and take a couple months? Why should I beat the Ender Dragon in the first week of this Minecraft world with my friend? Let's play it at a slower pace, have fun with it, and beat the Ender Dragon in a month or two. Like, I don't know where this speed running mentality came into play. It's like people unintentionally are speed running every aspect of video games as much as they can. Even I did it with Black Ops 6. I tried to get Dark Matter as quickly as I possibly could, and I had to take a step back and be like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, I'm supposed to be having fun with the game. Why am I treating it like a chore right now? It's like a task. Games should take your whole life to complete. Leave my stream. Get out of my stream. Get him out! Mods, ban him! The grandson should be playing the game when I die after playing it my whole life. Your grandson takes over where you left off.
What I mean by playing games quote unquote efficiently is that whenever you boot up your current game, you tend to look up your builds, the best dialogue choices, how to finish puzzles, how to beat bosses, or do an exploit for more money.
So true.
All in the name of wanting to maximize your free time. You also start to skip dialogue. You don't read the notes or journals, even though they add a lot to the atmosphere. And sometimes you just install a bunch of mods that alter the game completely. The gaming field has changed a lot with easily accessible internet. And honestly, I think that can ruin your experience in a game. Now, these solutions I'm going to provide aren't the solutions to all your problems, but think of it as advice from another pair of eyes. And don't be afraid to say to yourself, well, this advice really isn't for me. Not all advice is for everyone, but hear me out. I think the true way to play a game is to treat it like you're playing it 15 years ago. Let's dig up an old memory of yours, or not if you didn't experience this, but bear with us, rememberers. 10 to 15 years ago, you walk into a GameStop and you bolt it right towards your console section. You start perusing games with the intent to purchase one, and you stumble across a game with some really cool box art and a sick name. For me, when I was a kid, that was like Killzone and Resistance.
Borderlands 2 for me, baby. Borderlands 2 for me.
Damn, did that box art look sick? You start looking at the back of the box to get any tiny semblance of what the gameplay might actually look like, but you're not really worried about mechanics, genre, characters, or hell, even politics. But it's the graphics that sell you on that game. You make the purchase, and on the car ride home, you rip up that plastic wrap, get that new game smell, and open up that bad boy. Oh my god. The car ride home on those days could not.
Halo 3 Forge. Talk about a blast to the past right there, bro. I enjoy competitive games the most because they have infinite replayability. For example, in CS2, I have 1,500 hours and I'm still learning new things, but there's no rush to it. Just learning it and ranking up at my own pace. Exactly, dude. It's something that you're also developing a skill. Like, I know this is a controversial topic. Oh, you can't be skilled in video games. Like, a lot of people fucking say that. Esports isn't a sport. That's not what I'm talking about. But you are skilled at the game. You become a better player every time you play these multiplayer games. Every time you play COD. Every time you play CSGO. Every time you play Halo. The more you play it, the better you are at it. You're developing a skill. So even though you're doing kind of the same thing, the replayability is so good because you get better at it every single time. You're competing with other people who are also getting better at it. It's so fun. There's something to be said about that. A lot of people shit on Call of Duty players, but it's like, why would you not have fun with Call of Duty, you know? It's something you can hop on. I don't have to spend 45 hours learning the mechanics of the game, and there's not all these in-game. You just hop on and shoot, and you just start getting better. You just play some team deathmatch. You start ripping through and getting better. You can play 4 matches in an hour and have fun with it, you know? I think competitive games get too much hate, dude. I think a lot of people shit on competitive games way too much, man.
The whole way you're just reading the manual and looking at all the pictures in it, and then you finally get home and you start playing. A few hours or maybe even a couple days into playing the game, you come across a puzzle so hard for your little tiny brain that you get stuck on it for like over an hour. Now today, people get stuck on a puzzle for 5 minutes and then they just look up the answer. I was guilty of this like 3 days ago playing The Witcher 3. I just didn't feel like doing a puzzle. But back then, you just had to figure it out yourself. You had to do everything in the game yourself. You had to gear up yourself. Dialogue options were completely your choice, and negative outcomes you just had to deal with. Bosses that you were stuck on, you just had to learn and get better. There was no worry of the optimal build, reading online guides, watching walkthroughs, etc. I think, honestly, this is the true way to play video games. Sure, you might feel big and strong playing a meta build you looked up for your single player RPG, but it just trivializes a lot of the game.
It defeats the purpose of it, man. I'm not gonna act like I don't do this. I do this all the time. What's the best build for, Merc in PO2? What's the best build for, Maya in Borderlands 2? What's the min-max build for it? Blah, blah, blah. And then you grind for it. This isn't how games are supposed to be played, dude. This is not how games are supposed to be played. He's acting like you can't do that today. He's not acting like you can't do that today at all, Leo. He's saying that people don't do that today. He's saying that people don't do that today. That's not how most people play games nowadays. If you're stuck on a puzzle, like he said, you're not just going to thug it out and figure it out. You're going to look up a tutorial on it. Which, again, it's not necessarily a bad thing. If I don't really like the puzzles in a specific game and I don't care about doing them, there's nothing wrong with looking it up. But that's not what he's saying. That's not his point. His point is you have so much more fun and you get so much more fulfillment and enjoyment in that 1 hour play session, that 2 hour play session, if you play games the way that they're meant to be played. Rather than trying to maximize every possible aspect of that hour that you have to play, just play the game at your own pace. Hey, dude, if I have 1 hour to play Skyrim and I hop on and all I did for that 1 hour was explore a town, I didn't do one single quest. I explored a town, read a bunch of notes, read a bunch of books. That's a good ass hour. But that feeling of like, I have to complete this quest and move on to the next quest. I have to get better armor. I have to get better gear. That kind of ruins the magic of video games. I think that's what he's saying. I was stuck on a puzzle in Uncharted 3 for 2 days back when I was a kid. So rewarding when I figured it out. And that's the thing. It's like, nowadays, I'm not going to lie, dude. If I was ever stuck on a puzzle for longer than 10 minutes, I'm looking up the answer to that bitch. I don't want to be trying to figure out a puzzle in a game for, hours on end when I have limited time to game. But there is something to be said about playing the game the way it's intended to be played. And rather than just skipping past those moments, my attention span's too cooked by TikTok. I got TikTok brain a little bit, so I couldn't do it. But man, I mean, it probably felt so good when you finished that, dude.
I know that might seem obvious to some people, but when you value your free time as much as I do, you can naturally fall into the habit of looking up your problems. Here's what you gotta start doing. The next time you start up a new game, just start it with the goal of not looking up a single thing. Play through the whole game.
That's such a good challenge, dude. That's such a good challenge. I haven't looked up anything for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and I'm still fine. And finding all of this has been rewarding. I'm gonna do that, dude. For the rest of my playthrough on Kingdom Come Deliverance, I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna not look at stuff. I'm just gonna play it, dude.
And I promise you, every victory, puzzle solve, build that you come up with yourself, and dialogue choice that ends well will all feel so much more rewarding. This is the way developers want you to play the game. I recently played Timberborn for the first time. I am absolute dog water at city builders and strategy games.
That looks fun as fuck. What is this? I love city build games. What is this?
So in order to enjoy this one, I set the difficulty to the easiest and I worked on small little goals. Slowly, through trial and error, I learned how to actually play the game, but more importantly, I enjoyed my entire journey because I just took my time with it. I didn't look anything up, and I'm prouder than ever that my virtual beavers get to have a nice life. If I were to watch a 1 hour long video on Timberborn, things I wish I knew before playing the game, I think my experience would just be dampened.
That's
Although
so
I
true.
will say the worst part is when the game isn't clear enough on what to do next, so you just end up like backtracking for hours. I think nobody should have to go through that, and you probably should just look it up by then, but you never know when it's just like a weird glitch preventing you from progressing.
That's the
But
problem too, yeah.
try your best to move on without looking it up first. Like I said, just play games the way the developers want you to. Now, I will say that doesn't make the thought of work the next day go away magically. There's no solution to that. But there is a small remedy that I frequently use. If you feel guilty for playing video games during your free time, then you should do something productive. Do something productive. Go to the gym, clean something in the house, work on a project, apply for a better job, make a better resume. Just do something productive. And after that, reward yourself.
What
by
did I
playing a
say? Not even pre-watched. Not even pre-watched. Let's go. It's why I barely look up anything for games I want to play, like Monster Hunter Wilds and the new Doom. When I first played the Elden Ring, I did that too. I need to start, dude. I'm guilty of this. Everything this man is saying in the video, I'm so guilty of. Before I play any game, oh, things I wish I knew before you buy, and this and that, and a review and gameplay footage. And it's like, dude, I need to just go in blind to stuff, I think, now. I get so scared of wasting my time. I need to just go in and just play a fucking game, dude. I need to just play a game, man. Moving forward with Kingdom Come and Path of Exile 2, I'm just gonna play it. I'm not gonna care. I'm not gonna worry about messing up or making a mistake. I'm just gonna play the game, dude.
An amazing quote I read once goes something kind of like this. One of the few ways to relieve anxiety is with action. In this case, being unproductive might be why you feel anxious playing video games. So go be productive, even for just a little bit.
Dude, this
and
is such
reward
great
yourself with
advice,
video
man.
games. You will have a much healthier relationship with your games if you do both of these, in my opinion. So that's it. That's my tip for all of you in the same boat as me or anyone. Play a game like you're a kid again, and if you have to, just make video games a reward for a hard day's work. That's really all I got. This was just a thought that I've been having for a while.
That was
and
a
after
great
testing it
video.
myself, I just...
That really was a great video. Shout out to Shirt, dude. Great little thought-provoking conversation here. Great video. I enjoyed that a lot. He's right, man. If you if we just start playing games the way devs intended them to be played, specifically speaking, like single-player games, oh, it's gonna be so much more fun. And dude, watching this video made me realize I'm not doing that with like any of the games I'm playing right now, and that's probably why I'm struggling to play them. I'm just gonna hop in and just play it, dude, and just see what adventures lie ahead. You know, I'm not gonna look up stuff. I'm not gonna try to min-max my characters and figure out the best possible build. I'm just gonna do it on my own, bro. I'm excited. This actually motivated me. That was a great video. W video.